Hello students, today we will discuss about the construction, the circuit in AM transmitter and detector, trainer kit and objective waveform at different test point. ताहले आज हम कौन पढ़िबा ना एम्प्लीट्यूड मॉड्यूलेशन रो आमी जो ट्रेनर किट अछि आमे से ट्रेनर किट को स्टडी करिबा सेठी आमे इनपुट दबा एवं तार आउटपुट को आमे सीआरओ द्वारा ऑब्जर्व करिबा जेमति कि मु तुमको आगे भी क्लास रे जो पढ़ाई छी जो एनालॉग डिजिटल कम्युनिकेशन हमर जो थ्योरी क्लास अछि थ्योरी रे जो मु पढ़ाई छी तुमको एम्प्लीट्यूड मॉड्यूलेशन कहा को कहा जाय ना amplitude modulation is the process by which the amplitude of a carrier wave it changes in accordance with the instantaneous value of modulating signal. That means what? That means in a modulation process there is two number of signal is required. One is your modulating signal, another one is your carrier signal. Then what is the modulating signal? As we earlier discussed, the modulating signal is nothing but the information signal by which or in which by the instantaneous value of that modulating signal the carrier amplitude will be changed. This is the main concept. Actually then it will be said applicable as frequency modulation, where the frequency of the carrier will be changed. In phase modulation, the phase of the carrier wave will be changed, and in this manner the amplitude modulation, the frequency modulation and the phase modulation will be done. So today we will discuss about the amplitude modulation. In amplitude modulation we need two number of signals, one is your modulating signal, another one is your carrier signal. So see the block diagram. This is a block diagram of amplitude modulation, where there is a baseband signal or it will be said as modulating signal. Clear? It has another name which is known as information signal also. The information may be a picture, may be a sound, may be a video, may be a computer text. We have already discussed in the theory class. Clear? Now, as per the concept of modulation, the carrier's parameter like amplitude, phase and frequency will change the instantaneous with the instantaneous value of information signal or baseband signal or modulating signal. Okay, so now the modulating signal and the carrier signal. The carrier signal does not have any information. Clear? The carrier signal does not have any information. The information contained only by the modulating signal. But the carrier signal will change according to the value of modulating signal. This is modulation, and this is when it is comes to amplitude of the carrier, it is said to be amplitude modulation. Clear? Now see the block diagram, where this is the information signal, or this may be a audio signal, or it may be a video signal, or any of the information signal it has. Okay, this signal is fed to modulator. Okay, modulator is what? Modulator is the circuit, or modulator is a electronic circuit which is generally used to modulate two signals. That means what? It will change some parameters of the carrier according to the modulating signal. So another input signal is from the carrier signal. It is a strong signal because the modulating signal is a weak signal. For example, I am telling you something in this laboratory. It can be audible up to the boundary of the lab. It cannot exceed the boundary of the wall. So if it will not exceed the boundary of the wall, then the electrical representation of my voice signal, how can it will reach to a longer distance? It is only by the process of modulation. Clear? Now the information signal is sent to modulator, where the modulation process will be done. Clear? Same thing, the carrier signal is a stronger signal. It is not a weak signal. Okay? These two signals will be modulated at modulator. Whether it may be a single sideband or whether it may be a double sideband signal. Already we had discussed that double sideband signal and SSB signal in the theory class. So we are getting the output of modulator is a amplitude modulated signal. This is a amplitude modulated signal. Clear? This amplitude modulated signal is again amplified by the power amplifier, and at last we will get the amplitude modulated signal. And that signal and the complete process we will going to observe through a trainer kit, which is named or amplitude modulation trainer kit, where we will study the RF, the AF, the RF, the AF and the amplitude modulated signal. Another one thing, the trainer kit has also the demodulator circuit. So what is the block diagram? Let me draw. As per this up to this diagram or this block diagram, we have already discussed the AM signal. Okay. Now we will see how the demodulation process is performed. See, the AM signal is out from the power amplifier. Clear? Now this AM signal will be directly fed to the demodulator circuit. Demodulator and demodulation, what is that? Demodulation, it is the process of recovering the information signal, baseband signal, or what? Information signal or baseband signal or modulating signal is known as your modulation. The process by which it can be recovered is known as demodulation. And the electronic circuit which performs the demodulation process is known as demodulator. That means in demodulator we will give the AM signal as input and we will get the information signal or baseband signal or your modulating signal as the output. So here we have given the AM signal as the input of the demodulator circuit, and after demodulation we will get the base band signal or the information signal or the modulating signal. That means with the signal which we are initially at the first when we will get given for the modulation will be recovered by the demodulator. Clear? So this is the complete process of amplitude modulation and amplitude demodulation. Hence we have completed the theory segment of amplitude modulation and demodulation. Now we will go for the trainer kit explanation with see the your waveform at the CRO, how it get modulated and how it will be get demodulated. Both the cases we will be observed. Please come. Student, let's welcome. This is our amplitude modulation. Discussed now the amplitude modulation and demodulation by the trainer kit, and we will observe the waveform in the CRO. This is the complete trainer requirement in which we can see the amplitude modulation and demodulation. This is your amplitude modulation and demodulation trainer kit. This is your function generator, which is used to provide the information signal or the basement signal or the modulating signal. This is our CRO. You always know it very well that we can observe or we can trace the waveform, and we can see the waveform over here in the screen by adjusting few adjustment over the adjusting probes. Okay, this is some connecting wires where it is used to connect some points over here to the in the amplitude modulation and demodulation trainer kit, and after which we will observe the detail in the CRO. So at first we will start our function generator to provide the audio frequency or the information signal or the basement signal or the modulating signal. Because you may ask that if we will provide the audio signal or information signal or basement signal through this function generator, then where is the carrier signal? The carrier signal is given by the trainer kit. See, here is mentioned the RF carrier generator. This carrier generator module generates the carrier signal in between, which is assembled in between the amplitude modulation and demodulation trainer kit. Okay, this segment is your RF carrier generator, this segment is your amplitude modulator, and this segment is your amplitude demodulator. This is the switch for the ground and the for the positive volt power supply, and this is on off switch by which we can on and off the trainer kit. Clear? Now we will going to switch on the function generator first. Okay, by clicking this power button, it is now on. Okay, here is the frequency mentioned over here. We have set it for 2 kHz, and it is for the what type of waveform you require, whether it is a sine wave or there will be a square wave, there will be a triangular wave, or there will be a pulse spike, or there is a digital signal, there will be a TTL. And it is a knob by which we will given the output of the function generator to the amplitude modulation and demodulation trainer kit. Okay. Okay. Now this is 2 probe. One is your positive and another one is your negative. The negative part will be fixed at the ground, and your positive part will be given to the input of the audio frequency input. See, here is the audio frequency input. It is mentioned over here that you will given the output from the function generator to the AF input. Okay. So before going to insert this, we must start the trainer kit. Now the light is blinked. That means the amplitude modulation and demodulation trainer kit is now on, and we have given the input to the AF input. Where is the, or we can it will be given through the, okay. Now we will give the carrier. The carrier will be given to this. Okay. Now we must be So here we will given the RF to the RF's modulating circuit, where the modulation process will be done. Next, there will be a modulation. After modulation, the signal will be fed to the power amplifier. Okay, this is the two stage. This is the modulation stage, and after that here is a here is a transistor is there, which is used for the amplification, the power amplification of amplitude modulated signal. Now we will take the ground for the complete process, and we will insert, there is a output probe. Okay, now then we will it will be taken as ground. So now we will see the audio frequency signal. This is your positive terminal and this is your negative terminal, and we will, this is your positive and this will be given to the negative. Okay, now we will reduce the time per division, and you will see this is your audio frequency signal. Okay, see, this is your audio frequency signal. Now we will see the output of the carrier, or the carrier which is given for the modulation process. See, this is the difference. It is a strong signal, that's why the frequency are not shown clearly. Okay, this is your carrier signal. There must be a loose connection, that's why it occurs. See, this is your carrier signal, which is very strong in comparison to the modulating signal. Now we will see the output of the amplitude modulation. See, here is the amplitude modulation. We can adjust by the probe. See, this is your amplitude modulated signal, where the carrier and the amplitude of the carrier wave, it changes in accordance with the instantaneous value of the modulating signal, baseband signal, or information signal. Clear? Now we will going to do the demodulation process. Again. So now we will see the demodulation of the AM signal. Here the demodulation part is over here, or here is the amplitude demodulator circuit is there. The output from the AM modulator will be given to the AM demodulator. Okay, here a capacitor is there. Now it will be going to the detector circuit by the connecting wires. Okay. We will see the output of the carrier wave, the demodulated signal. Here is the demodulated output. See, this is your demodulated amplitude demodulated signal.
Okay.